We are getting breaking news right now about a planned meeting between President Trump and Russian President Vladimir Putin. CBS News White House reporter Olivia Rinaldi joins us right now with this breaking news. What can you tell us about the progress of these talks, Olivia?
Nancy, it's good to be with you. The president just posted on Truth Social confirming a scoop by our Jennifer Jacobs and Richard Escobedo that the president and President Putin of Russia will meet next Friday in Alaska. He posted on Truth Social the highly anticipated meeting between myself as the President of the United States of America and President Vladimir Putin of Russia will take place next Friday, August 15th in the great state of Alaska. Further details to follow. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Now, we don't have any specifics as to what city. Of course, Alaska, closest to Russia, so interesting there. This comes as we know the president had been seeking a meeting with Putin, that there has been conversations ongoing. This has come together very, very quickly, we should add, because of course Special Envoy Witkoff just met with Putin in Moscow on Wednesday. That was the fifth meeting between the two of them since January in an effort to get an end to the war in Ukraine. This has been something the U.S. has been top of mind for all diplomats, and the president has really thrown a lot of weight behind it, had put Secretary Rubio, Secretary Hegseth, Vice President Vance, his entire team really dealing with this issue, including Special Envoy Witkoff. We now know this will be a meeting happening by next week, coming together very quickly, we should add. It's the first time that Trump and Putin are going to meet of this administration. They had met previously during Trump's first administration. They have spoken several times via phone in March, in April, in May. The relationship between the two of them has deteriorated somewhat since May because, of course, the president has been pursuing this ceasefire, this end to the war in Ukraine, and there has been increasing tension between him and Putin as Trump says Putin would tell him one thing in the morning on the phone, and then that evening he would bomb Ukraine continuously. So this will be a very, very interesting meeting between these two leaders. We should also note that President Zelensky of Ukraine will not be there, at least according to what we know so far from this Truth Social post, meaning that this conversation about ending the war in Ukraine, the Ukrainian leader is not going to have a seat at the table between these two leaders.
That is a very significant development, Olivia. And I want to ask you now about another peace summit. President Trump hosted one today between Armenia and Azerbaijan. Those two nations have been engaged in conflict for 3 decades until now. So how did President Trump become the person to oversee that summit? What does the United States gain from that agreement?
Well, it's interesting because the president has made no secret about the fact that he is in pursuit of a Nobel Peace Prize. He has talked about it quite frequently. The White House has said it's past time that he be given the Nobel Peace Prize. We know that he has gotten involved in some of the conflicts between India and Pakistan, Cambodia and Thailand, and now brokering peace between Armenia and Azerbaijan, who have continually been fighting for 3 decades over land between the two of them. Not only did they sign a peace deal, but they signed an economic deal today. Armenia also created a corridor, which they're naming after Trump, which would allow goods to go to the west without having to go through Russia or Iran. So that's quite notable there, that, you know, increasing their coordination with the West, because again, these two countries so close to Russia, previously any peace deals that they had that were brokered by Moscow and President Putin. So now this is clearly an indication that they're leaning more westward and having conversations and leaning into that friendship with President Trump. So he was able to host them here at the White House today to really tout that peace deal. Also important to note that part of this is the fact that Azerbaijan has been working to be part of the Abraham Accords, which is, of course, the normalization of relationships between Israel and Arab nations. And reportedly, the White House had told Azerbaijan that you may not join the Arab Accords, the Abraham Accords, until you normalize relations with Armenia and have peace with them. So then we know that was part of this peace deal that was pursued. So a lot happening here in the foreign policy space, Nancy.
Yeah, absolutely. You don't get to talk about Azerbaijan that often. Olivia, thank you very much.
Thank you.